Tonight on Elon Local News.
Up again, gas prices are nearing record highs, while you'll be paying more at the pump.
President's Day. Elon doesn't recognize President's Day, but one student teacher is teaching today in a local classroom.
I personally think that the mask mandate should stick.
Mask off. Elon students aren't all ready to end the mask mandate. Their thoughts ahead.
Those stories and more.
Elon Local News starts now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. It's 6 o'clock and I'm Naomi Washington.
And I'm Jenna Manderioli. You're watching Elon Local News.
Because of the tensions between Russia and Ukraine and a tight global supply, gas prices are now higher than they've been in 8 years. According to AAA, the current average for regular fuel in North Carolina is $3.42. The average about a week ago was about 10 cents lower, but still in the $3 range this time a month ago. 1 year ago, gas was $1 less. All of North Carolina's gas prices are lower than the national average, which is about 10 cents more. Director of Public Affairs for AAA Carolinas, Tiffany Wright, says because spring is a popular time for travel, demand for gas increases and prices will follow.
And I'd like to say that high gas prices are in the rearview mirror. Unfortunately, I can't say that. I think higher gas prices are here to stay, at least for the foreseeable future. It all depends on what's going to happen with crude oil prices.
Wright says drivers looking to save at the pump should make sure their car is in the best working condition possible and try to combine errands if they shop close to home if they need to go out.
Now an in-depth look at escalations overseas. After weeks of tensions, Russian President Vladimir Putin is recognizing independence for parts of eastern Ukraine. U.S. intelligence say Russian commanders have received orders to enter for what Putin calls, quote, peacekeeping functions. President Biden signed an executive order this hour imposing sanctions on trade and financing in those areas.
This as Biden warns, quote, Russia could attack at any moment. Joining us now to weigh in on the history, significance, and why students should pay attention is political historian and Elon professor Mark Dahlhaus. Professor Dahlhaus, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Can you explain just the significance of what's going on right now?
Sure. I think really this is a very historic and somber evening. This represents the first major movement of troops on the European continent since the end of World War II in 1945. It is also, in many respects, a direct challenge to the post-Cold War structure that has emerged, security structure for Europe that has emerged. And so in that sense, it has the potential to be paradigm shifting for European national security and for the United States.
Yeah, why should students on campus care about what's going on right now?
Well, absolutely. I think they should care for a number of reasons. First, at Elon University, we talk about being global citizens. And part of being a global citizen is being aware of what's happening in the world and being able to talk about it in a knowledgeable and contextual way. I would say more immediately, the fact is if sanctions are imposed on Russia, which looks increasingly likely by tomorrow, I would think, if that in fact comes about, that in turn will have economic repercussions in the United States that will directly affect all of our lives and our pocketbooks and all of those issues. So this is an issue that will come home to us very quickly and I think with some impact.
Absolutely. I know you do a lot of work with the GEC. Do you think that this can sort of affect students that might be abroad in Europe?
I think certainly it would be they will see how the students they're with from those countries are reacting and responding to that. They are in nations that are in the European Union, which has agreed this afternoon that this is an act of aggression. And so in that sense, they will certainly, I would think, feel the sort of atmosphere of crisis that I think is beginning to register across the continent. Absolutely.
Yeah, and any opinions on the civilians evacuating to safety?
Yeah, that's the part that really is most disturbing to me. In fact, I just learned this afternoon that there were people in Afghanistan who evacuated Afghanistan, Kabul, back in August, who went to Ukraine. And now they are liable to be directly in a war zone yet again and have to evacuate again. And if in fact Putin moves into the Ukraine past where he's gone with armed force, and he's certainly amassed the ability to do that, then that is going to set in a tremendous humanitarian crisis that will result in increased migration to Western Europe and elsewhere. And I think that's going to be very significant and heartbreaking, because we're talking about innocent people who are caught in the middle of this fighting.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Professor Dahlhaus. Well, we hope you'll join us again as the story continues.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With the steady decline in COVID-19 cases and Guilford County dropping their indoor mask mandate, campus policies may lift in the coming weeks. Some students are ready to loosen restrictions, but others aren't all smiles now that masks may be coming off.
Sitting in a class with lots of people or going to get food, it's definitely, better to be wearing a mask.
I personally think that the mask mandate should stick all the way up until the end of the year, just because I feel like Elon's trying to rush it.
And I don't think it should be lifted even as COVID gets better, especially inside.
I would probably still wear it in most places, where we're indoors around a lot of others.
I would probably keep it on for a little bit longer, but I know that a lot of people are eager to take them off.
I'd be so happy if it was
me too.
lifted. I know other schools, like my friend at Richmond, it just got lifted there, and I think it'd be nice.
Yeah, I think both a vaccination requirement for staff and faculty and also some sort of weekly testing would be really helpful.
It should definitely be vaccine mandates for staff and faculty. I don't know why those aren't already a thing.
The CDC is expected to update masking guidance this week.
When you come back from spring break, your email may look different. Beginning March 14th, student email accounts will be switching from Gmail to Office 365. This change will not impact this year's seniors or freshmen. The freshmen already use Office 365 and have since the fall. Students will maintain access to the Google Suite and apps of all of their Google Docs. IT says any past messages or files in your Gmail account will still be accessible, but your inbox and calendar will change over to Office 365.
Today is President's Day, and even though it's a federal holiday, Elon does not cancel classes or close its offices. Senior Caitlin Strickland spent her day in the classroom teaching students about past presidents. Strickland teaches at Williams High School in Burlington and says a holiday like this one is an important reminder that her job is just to teach the information, not persuade her students.
My goal as an educator isn't to sway students' perspectives like any way on anything. It's to give them the skills to critically analyze the information that I give them to have their own opinions. So as opposed to maybe X president was the best president because X, Y, or Z, I'll give them X, Y, or Z, and then they can make their own conclusions based on that information.
Strickland says in the few weeks she's been student teaching, it has been a rewarding experience to teach high schoolers about her favorite subject.
There have been some things that I've had to, go home and sit with and deal with and be like, Caitlin, like, you have to learn how to leave it at the door. So that's been a hard part, but that has also been a really good part and has definitely told me that I'm in the right place right now.
Traditionally, Elon has not offered formal programming and events related to the holiday because everything is still open. But university officials say that the Elon community can recognize today as they see fit.
North Carolina Republicans released their revised plan Thursday of what the state's 14 congressional districts would look like. This after the state Supreme Court threw out the old version, saying the party illegally gerrymandered them to help win most of the seats. The new plan would favor Republicans in 6 seats, Democrats in 4, and 4 others being considered a toss-up. The map passed through the General Assembly with Democrats voting against. As candidates now resume their bid for the office, they still may be campaigning in an area they won't represent, as the approval of this map and those for state, House, and Senate districts will fall to the courts. Wake County Superior Court has until Wednesday to review and determine if they are acceptable or need to be reworked again before submitting them to the state Supreme Court.
This year's commencement speaker Hillary Corna spoke exclusively with ENN about what she plans to say in the final words to the class of 2022. Corna, a 2007 graduate, best-selling author of One White Face, and host of the Unprofessional podcast, says she's plans to focus on the relationship with yourself, success being an inside job, and opening students' eyes on the changing power dynamic in the workplace.
You have so much power. You can go write a book at the age of 22. You can go start a company. You can go start an app. You have everything at your fingertips, but no one's going to do it for you. And so at the end of the day, it really matters how much fire you have under your butt, how much you care.
Corna says she was in awe to get the call to speak at this year's ceremonies.
I'm still in shock and just so, it's such a privilege. Most people don't get this opportunity, but I feel like even more so, regardless of that, I feel like those people in the audience, like I'm going to give them exactly what they need to hear. And it will change their life.
Corna is scheduled to address the class of 2022 in Schar Center on Monday, on May 20th at 9 a.m. for the School of Communications and Business Schools, at 2 p.m. for students in the Schools of Education and Arts and Sciences.
Free books and Wi-Fi on wheels. A mobile cafe has begun its weekly trip around town. The Alamance County Public Library has a van that goes into different parks, churches, and apartment complexes. All of the books are donated, so they are free and don't need to be returned. The kids say they love finding something new to read.
I like it because I got my own book. I've never been able to read this book by now. I can read it because it's mine. In school, I do my readers and I read, but in my room, I just look at the pictures.
I was excited of finding a new book that I've never read before. It was fun. I only went there a couple times.
Do you think you're going to come back?
The cafe started because the county noticed lots of people live far away from their nearest library. The van will be at Scott Community Health in Burlington tomorrow from 1 to 4:30.
For both fraternities and sororities coming to a close as of this week, business is booming for local apparel store All That Jazz. Owner Michelle Graybeal says the store experienced a slower intake of orders due to the pandemic and is still seeing supply chain issues because of more recruitment-related orders. She says she's grateful for the increase in the business.
I can't say great enough because I do feel like that it's been a blessing that we have been able to do what we're doing and that we've come out with lots and lots and lots of new designs and lots of things that everybody really wants to buy.
Graybeal says that she has experienced a recent spike in sales coming out of Elon's recruitment processes and says she's noticing more business from students specifically.
This is our Christmas. We don't have Christmas like normal businesses. Our Christmas is February, and it's great.
Graybeal says the store will also experience an uptick around spring break and graduation. She will also work closely with other local colleges like the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and High Point during their recruitment weeks.
This Friday, Elon University is hosting the 8th annual Black Solidarity Conference. This year's event focuses on love as a form of resistance, something student organizers say can benefit all of who attend. Our Baylor Rodman has more.
Sophomore Amanda Carter has many roles as the student organizer of Elon University's 8th annual Black Solidarity Conference, including leading her own session titled Let It Go. It focuses on letter writing as a way to process and let go of what no longer serves you.
Journaling is like a great way to free your mind and clear your mind of everything. So getting it on paper, recognizing the trauma or the person who hurt you.
Carter is one of many presenters at the conference this Friday, hoping to embody this year's theme, a Black Joy Love Letter. The conference will feature keynote speakers and breakout sessions in McKinnon Hall, hosted by the Center for Race, Ethnicity, and Diversity Education.
This is not just an event for Black students, it's for everyone to just come and we learn together, and we heal together, and we have just show love and joy with each other. And I'm just excited about that because we don't see that often on this campus.
Carter worked with advisor Simone Royal, who planned the very first Black Solidarity Conference when she was a student, making this event one she holds close to her heart.
The love that is shown amongst one another is how we continue to uplift our community and how we continue to uplift that joy within our own identity groups, our own friend groups.
Baylor Rodman, Elon Local News.
Students who want to attend the conference can sign up day of in McKinnon Hall on Friday. The conference is free for all Elon attendees. Beginning this July, North Carolina A&T University's Board of Trustees and its executive committee has agreed to join the Colonial Athletic Association. A press release sent by A&T's athletic department says that discussions of the move with the CAA started in November of this year. Once officially approved by the CAA, most sports are expected to start the move this summer. The only sport that will wait to move is the football team. Elon Athletics has yet to respond to ENN's multiple requests for comment.
Elon baseball began its season over the weekend with a series against the Fairfield Stags. The Phoenix won 7-4 Sunday after near losses in the first 2 games. Redshirt sophomore Connor Coulahan drove in a pair of runs in Sunday's win to put the Phoenix in the lead. The Phoenix are set to play 3 games against Longwood University this weekend at home.
During the stress of the semester, finding ways to stay active can be difficult for students, but Elon offers a variety of physical education courses for credit. Our Aaron Martin visited one to find out more.
This spring, Elon has brought the nationwide phenomenon pickleball to campus. 18 students hit the court with wellness professor Brian Hedrick. He says he enjoys getting the chance to form relationships with students while keeping them active.
Pickleball, badminton, great sports, activity courses at Elon. Take them if you get a chance. I think that you'll find great camaraderie with students. You'll see people, their personalities come out when they're playing sports.
Elon senior Grace Lawhorn says she's excited for the opportunity to learn the sport. Her mom plays in a league at home, and now Lawhorn can join her.
So when I'm home, I play sometimes with her, and she beats me every single time. So I wanted to learn some skills so I could actually compete against her when I go back home.
So while this doesn't look like a normal classroom behind me, you can find students serving up here in South Gym every Tuesday and Thursday. Elon senior Sarah Collier says she's taking this class as a way to be more active and improve her mental health.
I decided to take it because just with the COVID and everything, I realized I don't know, life's too short just to be taking boring classes or stressful classes all the time. And so I really wanted to find a way to bring joy to my day.
Aaron Martin, Elon Local News.
For more information about these course offerings, make sure to pick up a copy of this week's Pendulum. Naomi, it's been really warm the past few days and sunny. I really hope it sticks around.
Yeah, me too. I can't even remember before today the last time I wore a short sleeve shirt around campus. It was very nice. It was very nice.
Well, joining us now with a look at this week's weather is our Carter Craig live on Citron Plaza.
Carter, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty warm week. Tell us more.
Thank you, Jenna and Naomi. It is pretty nice out right now, about 62 degrees and partly cloudy this evening. Temperatures dropping into the 50s quickly tonight with cloud cover and rain moving in the early morning hours tomorrow morning. That rain going to stick around for the next 3 days as we move into our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Now, temperatures in the highs on the 70 for tomorrow and Wednesday. Looking at a low of 60 on Tuesday, that high dropping down to 49 on Wednesday. Temperatures staying low as we move into Thursday on that last day of rain, high of 52 that day. But temperatures warming up again as things clear off on Friday, high of 70 again that day. But bring a coat, low of 34 on Friday. Things covering up again with some clouds on Saturday, high around the low 50s. That's all for your 5-day forecast. Back to you in the studio.
Carter Craig live with your Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Thank you so much. It's Love Your Body Week this week, an annual campaign promoting a healthy body image hosted by Campus Recreation and Wellness. Elon Dining joined in on the celebration today outside of Clohan Dining Hall, serving up healthy mocktails to students. Sparks peer educator and senior Josie Malone says today's goal was to emphasize mindful eating.
Elon doesn't have the healthiest campus mindset when it comes to eating, exercising, and body image, and that's especially true within certain demographics, certain organizations. And so Love Your Body Week really was designed for Elon's population to really encourage them to be mindful about what they're doing.
Love Your Body Week is set to end Thursday night. A full calendar of events can be found on the Campus Rec website below.
As of this morning, a new coffee company at Elon is providing students with their caffeine fix in downstairs Clohan. I spoke with students who are starting up the business.
Elon is just one of 10 universities bringing Brew Bike, a student-run coffee company, to its campus.
Drinks are typically delivered on a bicycle, but at Elon, the business is at a bar. Student CEO and Elon Jr. Maddie Dinezza oversees the leadership and barista teams.
I think something about Brew Bike that I love is that they want students to take the lead, and they, everyone at headquarters and my boss and everyone, they really believe in me, and that's really empowering, and I think that helps to motivate me to want to do my best at this job.
Dinezza says she feels what sets Brew Bike apart is the company's value to think big, along with their diverse team of 16 students.
I think we're definitely going to be able to leave our mark. Brew Bike gives us the room to be creative and do what's best for our campus, and we know our students the best because we are students.
Elon freshman Clay Burns is one of the baristas. He says he is excited to meet students and help create a relaxing and social environment.
I like to make everybody food, but I wanted to do this mostly, one, to meet new people, two, do stuff for other people, three, have something solid on campus that I could go to that wouldn't stress me out, isn't classes, just a place to go and have fun, yeah.
Brew Bike plans to partner with local businesses like Nate's Cookies and Angelina's Cafe to sell baked goods in addition to their beverages.
Brew Bike plans to be open 5 days a week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you go, both Dinezza and Burns recommend trying the cinnamon sugar blend. That's all the news we have for you this evening. Thanks again for watching Elon Local News.
For updates, scores, and more, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
We'll see you back here Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern for another edition of ELN Morning.
Have a great night, Elon.